What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. The Titans and Truth just had to get one last thing ready, and we finna get ready to rock and roll. We got a big show this evening for you. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna talk some Titans. And got a new series coming up that we're gonna be starting on. I see Big Old Titan is already here, and I know a few others are going to pile on in just a moment. But we're going to get ready to get this show started. We're going to get ready to rock and roll, and we are going to have one heck of a good time. I'm glad everybody is here, and I see AZ Mick got his prize, so I'm glad you got it and glad you like it. But let's get ready to get right on in to the show tonight.
Tighten up! Let's get tightened up! Tightened up! I've been scoping from the sideline, waiting for the right time to send the freshest team to scrimmage, so I'm busting y'all. Welcome to City. We got this here, we got this here. Don't worry about it. We got this here. Out your life, don't worry about it. See, we got this here. It's a brand new dance and it's about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten 2 steps, step to the right. Then you tighten 2 steps, step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere. King Pace, yeah, we got it all. Sticking out our chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Come down. It's about to get her up. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Tighten 2 steps, step to the right. Then get tighten 2 steps, step to the left. Beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. TNT. Cooking left, E. Third down, come around, we about to shut down.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing today? Welcome into a brand new edition of Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris, AKA Blu Enforcer, and we're going to have a really good episode here for you tonight. And we got a really good show coming for you. Got a new series that I'm going to be starting up at least for the next few weeks as we talk some Tennessee Titan ball. You know, it's not really a lot of news out there about the Tennessee Titans, at least not big news yet. But of course, if some big news happens, I will talk about it. But we're going to have a little bit of fun. Got a little bit of old school jam going on. Got a little Tribe Called Quest as we rock on. So I'm glad everybody's in here. I see AZ Mick got his gift, his mask. Congrats on that. Definitely going to be giving away another one later tonight in TNT Titans Trivia. We're definitely going to give away with that. Billy Scott, what's going on? Big Old Titan, I see you in here. What's going on? All is good on my end. Thank y'all. Titans Mafia, what's going on? You got your mask too. I'm glad you do. Derek Roberts, what's going on? Reggie B. Man, everything is cool on this side. Everything is cool, looking good. We're going to have some fun this evening. We're going to have a little bit of Titan news to talk about, and then we're going to get into this new series called Fun Facts, which we will focus on our newest members of the Tennessee Titans, that being the draft class of 2020. So we're going to be talking about them in the coming weeks. We're going to be talking about, of course, we're going to start with our first round pick, Isaiah Wilson out of Georgia. We will talk about him first later on in the show. I see Billy Scott said, Clowney is getting me mad. We can't worry about that right now, you know. He's in control of that situation. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney needs to make up his mind which way he's going and sign with somebody at some point. So that's that on that. But we're going to go ahead and as you can see on the scroll on the ticker down there. Make sure y'all follow. Share this show out to everybody. Share this out. You can follow me on Facebook at TNT Enforcers. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Titans_N_truth, and also on Twitter at TNT Blu Enforcer. So make sure y'all follow me on that as well. But we're going to get into our Titan news, the Titans news of the day that's been going on. And we're going to definitely start first. We're definitely going to start first with the news, of course, being that of one Mr. Logan Ryan. It looks like Logan Ryan, of course, is looking like he's close to signing with the New York Jets. Looks like that's where he's going to be headed. It looks like that's where it's going to be. I mean, I know there's rumors that Miami is possibly taking a look at possibly signing him. But right now, it looks like Logan Ryan is headed to the New York Jets. It's not final yet. It's not official, but it looks like that's what's going on. And he was on the podcast with the McCourty twins with Jason and Devin McCourty on that. And Billy, you're absolutely right. Tighten up for Alex. Absolutely. Hashtag tighten up for Alex. We make sure we do that. I see we got Minnesota Titan in here as well. Definitely going to be taking a look and see who's joining us on Facebook as well. I see that Czar Reese Sr. What's going on? Welcome on in. Loyal to Houston. What's up with you? But yeah, it looks like Logan Ryan is close to signing with the Jets. It's not official yet. He was on the podcast with the McCourty twins, basically saying, well, the Titans never really tried to bring me back. You know, the Titans never really tried to bring me back and everything. They never really made an offer. I tried to make an offer out to them, and they didn't want it. So, you know, I was listening to A to Z Sports this morning with Austin and Zach, and basically they were talking about it, saying basically, you know, Logan Ryan, you know, decided he wanted to be a free agent instead of come back to the Titans at a lower amount. Figure, well, this is the amount that I want to get paid at $10 million. And, you know, he felt that's what he was worth, $10 million or more. So he decided, you know what, I'm going to go out here, see if I can get that. And then, you know, the Titans have decided, you know what, we're going to let you go and try to get your money. We're going to try to move on a little bit. Titans move on. Logan Ryan tries to come back, and it's like, we've moved on. And I mean, you know, you get more of a sight of that because his number 26 is no longer available. Who did they get to? That would be our second round pick, new starting corner, Christian Fulton, who will now be wearing number 26. So, I mean, Titans basically moved on. Logan Ryan tried to come back into the light, but it was too late. Titans had moved on. So it looks like Logan Ryan could be headed to the Jets. I know Miami's trying to kind of get in on him, but we'll definitely see about that. But it's not really official yet. But that's what it looks like going to happen there. Moving on in other news, the Tennessee Titans do have officially a new cornerback joining the crew. And give me just a second on that. But yeah, we have a new cornerback joining the crew, and that is going to be Mr. Johnathan Joseph. He has officially become a Titan and has agreed to a one-year deal, $2 million deal, $1.5 million guaranteed on that deal, which is not really a bad deal at all. I think it's actually pretty good for both sides. You know, he gets to come in. He said he wants to make his mark. You know, he's close friends with Jadeveon Clowney. But he basically said, you know what? I'm letting Clowney make his own decision on that. You know, if he calls me, you know, I'll talk to him, but I'm going to let him make his own choice on that. So Johnathan Joseph is officially a Titan and is ready to make his mark with the Tennessee Titans. And I know he's probably looking forward to playing the Houston Texans twice a year. So, Johnathan Joseph, welcome to the Tennessee Titans. Of course, I see Joseph comes in and says JETS 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 Jets. I hate that team. I don't really care for the Jets, to be perfectly honest, but hey, you know what? Good luck to them. I see Terrence Young is in here, and it said, I don't think he's worth the $10 million. I mean, I think he could have been got for a little bit cheaper than that. Maybe took a little discount to stay on the team, but you know, if you want to get paid, you try to get paid in this business. And I mean, Logan Ryan does deserve to get paid. I mean, he had a great year. You know, had over 114 tackles, had 4.5 sacks, had 4 interceptions. I mean, pretty much had a Pro Bowl year without being named to the Pro Bowl. But I think that Kansas City game basically exposed him. He got exposed. He got shown what his limitations were. So that's basically what happened with that. Billy Scott coming in and said, we got Joseph for cheap, which is great for us. We did. We definitely got him for cheap. And I thought that was pretty cool on that. So Johnathan Joseph is officially a Titan. He has been officially signed. On to other news that we saw. Pro Football Focus did a rating, and they rated Jayon Brown out to be the fifth best graded cover linebacker in the league, which basically puts him on elite status. And I think, you know, Jayon's going into a contract year. This is his 4th year. He was drafted the same year as Adoree and Corey Davis. And of course, he was drafted in the 5th round, so he doesn't have a 5th-year option. So, I mean, I think Jayon definitely deserves to get paid. He deserves to get extended. And I think JROB, if they can, they should go ahead and extend Jayon Brown this summer before the season starts. Go ahead, get him locked up to a new deal, maybe a 4 or 5 year deal that keeps Jayon Brown here, because he deserves it. He has played outstanding football. And I mean, he's probably one of the best linebackers in the league not to be named to the Pro Bowl, which he should have been named to the Pro Bowl last year and the year before that. So, you know, shout out to Jayon Brown. I think he deserves to get he definitely deserves to get re-upped. And I think that needs to happen before the end of the summer going into the season. Also, Pro Football Focus is doing their list of top 101 players in the last decade. And even though he is no longer a member of the Tennessee Titans, former Tennessee Titan Jarrell Casey comes in at number 96. And of course, the mayor of Murfreesboro, Kevin Byard, comes in at number 93 on the list. So I think they're counting down. We'll see, Taylor Lewan is on that list. We'll see if Derrick Henry makes that list. We'll definitely see where maybe Logan Ryan or Malcolm Butler land on that list as well. So that's something that we're definitely going to find out. And I know that Billy Scott basically asked, what do you think about Larry? Excuse me, y'all. What do we think about Larry Warford? When it comes to Larry Warford, I mean, I could see something like that going down, maybe for possibly the challenge Nate Davis. But I honestly think if you sign Larry Warford, you're basically stopping Nate Davis's growth with that. I mean, yeah, it started off a little rough for him in the beginning, but as the year went on, Nate Davis got a lot better as the year went on. And you don't want to stop that growth. You want it to continue. Now, I do understand where people are coming from, basically saying, you know, it could end up being Isaiah Wilson, Nate Davis. You don't want a rookie and a second-year guard on the same side. That doesn't benefit anybody. So I could definitely see that. But I mean, that's why you have Dennis Kelly. So I think it would stunt his growth. I mean, if they feel they could get him in at a pretty decent price and they battle it out for that guard spot at worst, Larry Warford could be a swing guy. We definitely see about that. But other than that, I would stay with the line that we have, in my honest opinion. Titans Mafia says Byard still getting disrespected. I mean, yeah, Kevin Byard should be rated a lot higher. A lot of people are putting some other safeties ahead of him, but honestly enough, Kevin Byard's one of the top 3 best safeties in the league, in my honest opinion. I mean, yeah, you could put like a Harrison Smith with the Vikings up there, definitely. And, you could definitely put, Earl Thomas before the whole crazy thing with his girlfriend, is definitely up there too. But, I mean, Kevin Byard's one of the best in the league, hands freaking down. Daryl John, what's up with you? What's up with you? Welcome on in. And I know we got some other people coming in on Facebook as well. We're going to tighten up. Everybody doing all right. But that is some of the news that we do have going on at this moment. Those are some of the big stories. Also, another story that just came out today was that we've inked our first one of our first draft picks has been officially signed, and that is 5th round draft pick Laurel Murchison has officially signed his 4-year deal. I do not know all the numbers of that deal. Let me see if I can bring that up, but I do know I saw that on Bleacher Report earlier today. Was that Laurel Murchison is officially signed, and I'm trying to see if I can find that the details of that. But Laurel Murchison is the first draft pick to be officially signed to the roster, so he's good to go, and I definitely am cool with that. Also, what happened today was that they had a Zoom press conference today with Mike Vrabel and Jonnu Smith. And Jonnu, Jonnu has basically said, hey, I am ready. I am ready to take that role as the top tight end. I'm ready to do my part as the top tight end. So he's basically ready for it. He's down in Florida training with Ryan Tannehill, getting ready for the upcoming season. So that is definitely very important. And I think that's a big thing for Jonathan Smith because like Jayon Brown, this too is a contract year for him. So, and also Mike Vrabel basically was talking about, hoping to get players in to actually get them in the facility and on the field. And, people that are coming off of injuries and things like that can go to the facility and work with the trainers to get rehab and things like that. Jeffrey Simmons has been doing that along with other players because that is permitted and everything. But also Mike Vrabel did say he has not spoken to Jadeveon Clowney about possibly coming here. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's probably something that he feels is, that's something that he can't do. That's something for JROB, but he's probably put his 2 cents in basically saying, look, I want him here. Let's make that happen. So that's the latest on the Jadeveon Clowney rumors. Haven't really heard anything in the NFL about that right now. And, we'll definitely see in the coming weeks what does happen as far as that. But we can't really worry about that right now because, I mean, he's not here yet. So that's something that we can't really worry ourselves about at this immediate moment. But it is now time for a small version of PMB, Pick my brain. Pick my brain. I want y'all to give me give me a couple of questions, and I could definitely try to answer them for you, and definitely give you some thoughts on that. We did have a couple of questions. I mean, about Larry Warford, definitely. Billy Scott coming up saying we all know they've been talking to Clowney, they just won't say it. Again, we all know this to be true. That John Robinson, and I've said this many a times, John Robinson and Mike Vrabel, they are experts in the language of Belichickian. They are fluent in that language. They will tell you, they will lie to you. They will say, well, no, we haven't done this or we haven't done that, when in all honesty, yes, they have. Or they may say, you know what, that has happened when it hasn't. So we all know this is lying season. A lot of lies get told around this time of year. Nothing is concrete yet, especially when it comes to free agents. So right now, you know, they could say they're not talking to Jadeveon or anything like that, but JROB nor Mike Vrabel have just closed the door. None of them have done that. None of them have said, well, we're not interested right now. We're going to keep going with the players that we have. They've never come out with that. So as of right now, we're still in the hunt for Jadeveon Clowney. I think we're going to stay in the hunt. We've been in it this long. We might as well go all the way. Definitely. So Billy basically comes back with a good question. If we can't get Clowney, who should we get and why? Now, Chris Frazier did put something up, you know, as ESPN's Phil Yates, along with some others, were talking about possible fits for the Tennessee Titans. Clowney being one, Damon Snacks Harrison being another. I think another guy that was mentioned was maybe they were talking about corners with Prince Makamura, who I believe is going to the Raiders now. And I believe there was another corner that they were talking about possibly, but I doubt that's going to happen. Also, Marcus Golden, I think, is another guy they really should try to look at bringing in. Jabal Sheard is a guy that's out there as well as a possibility. Another guy from Detroit, former Green Bay Packer defensive tackle Mike Daniels was a guy that was mentioned as well. And so even though I know some of those guys are a little bit older and a little bit longer in the tooth, they are guys the Titans could take a look at, you know, especially if you don't get Clowney. If we don't get Clowney, it's not the end of the world. Yes, it would hurt because that guy is a big-time prospect, a big-time product, but there are some other guys who could overshadow. And, you know, Jadeveon Clowney is excellent against the run, not so much against the quarterback. Marcus Golden can get to the quarterback. That's something that he does very well. So we're definitely going to see if the Titans make any other moves, which I believe they will. But the question is, what moves will that be? We don't know yet at that time. But come on, y'all give me some more questions. Don't leave me hanging. I know there's something that's on your mind. So definitely hit me. You know, don't be shy. I'm going to take a look. Let's see if we got something on Facebook as far as questions. But yeah, we got people joining on Facebook. We got people joining on YouTube. Glad that everybody's here with me. Hoping that everybody's having a great Wednesday, staying safe, you know, with everything going on. I know that the virtual off season has been extended to May the 29th. Has been extended to May the 29th. And maybe after that time, they may allow people into the facilities and things like that. Excuse me, but that's something that we're definitely going to find out. And hopefully, another thing that's been mentioned on the radio, I think on one of the shows, that hopefully Ryan Tannehill gets the receivers together with him, whether it be in Nashville or in Florida at some point, you know, to definitely I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. To get, more training and more face-to-face time. That's what I was meaning to talk about. Let's see. On Facebook, got on Facebook mentioned, do you think Corey Davis gets traded? I don't know. I thought perhaps he might get traded before the draft, but that isn't what happened. That was coming from Terrence Young on Facebook. And I thought he might get traded, but it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. So as of right now, it looks like he's sticking with the team. Maybe unless they get a deal that they can't refuse, that could be the case. But other than that, I do want to see Corey Davis at least get a shot in his fourth year. Let's see. Do you think Pete Hicks came saying, how do you think Raymond will do this season? I think Raymond definitely earned the trust of Ryan Tannehill because he made some big plays. He made some huge plays down the stretch of the year. Made that big catch against Kansas City. Made a big catch in the playoff game against Baltimore. Made the big touchdown catch against Indy. Made a good catch against the Saints that should have been that flag should have been called for that just unnecessary hit that was deemed a fumble, which it shouldn't have been. But I think Khalif Raymond as a deep threat could definitely be a big time factor, and I think could be a bigger role. He's definitely going to be involved in the return game, but he could definitely get a little bit bigger of a role. I could definitely see that. Derek Roberts comes in and says, Corey Davis better be the first one at Tannehill training. I agree. He better be. And so we got from on Facebook, Miss Margarita Lopez. Hey, Miss Margarita, yeah, I like your tiki bar, by the way. It looks really cool from the pictures you posted. But she writes in saying, do you think Coach Vrabel is going to have a hard time doing both, being a defensive coordinator, both being the coach and a defensive coordinator? That worries me. And I can understand that. I think I'm concerned about that as well with him trying to be, call the defense and also coach the entire team. That is a lot. I mean, we know guys like Mike Zimmer does it. He's the head coach. He calls the defense. Sean McVay calls the offense and is the head coach. So we know it can be done, but I think everybody is concerned because the one time that Vrabel had to call a game, and that was against Indy, he got shellacked in that game. And I don't think he was prepared for that role. But I think that's why you got a guy like a Jim Haslett that's in there as well with some head coaching experience to help him out with that situation. So I think that's something that could definitely be helpful. Now, if it was just him and he had no other coach with head coaching experience, I'd be very worried in that situation. Derek comes in and says, I don't think he gets traded now that we didn't draft because we didn't draft the wide receiver and we let Tajay and others go. Agreed. Again, I think Corey Davis deserves at least a shot. If he sucks throughout the year, then yes, you trade him. That's how I would see it. Now, Billy comes in with another question. Do you think there will be fans in the seats this year? Right now, according to the NFL, they're going on as scheduled. They're going on as planned. As of right now, I'm going to say yes. I think fans will be in the stands this year. They may have it where only a third of the fans get in. Maybe they have it where it's just season ticket holders and we try to keep everybody 6 feet apart. Maybe something like that. That's something that could be possible. But I think as of right now, it will be fans in the stands until it's said that we can't be there. So I think that's something that could happen. Joseph comes and says, Marcus Golden sound like a better choice than Clown, in my honest opinion. We're definitely going to find out. Chris Frazier's in here. What's up with you? Derek says, am I wrong to be a little worried about having no defensive coordinator? Absolutely not. I'm concerned about it as well. I think, honestly, if he named Jim Haslett defensive coordinator, I think we all would be okay with that. but Vrabel never named anybody defensive coordinator, and I agree. That does concern me. Got some good music we jamming too, but definitely gonna try to take maybe one or two more questions before we do move on, and because we got to get to the fun facts, the new series that we're gonna be starting up, and so gonna definitely get into that. So I'm gonna take a couple more questions. I see we got Miss Margarita definitely coming in again saying, Lord, I'm not looking forward to the Bills game at home. We need to win at home, and that's a revenge game. Now, there are some definite revenge games, and I may talk about some of the best matchups that are coming up for the Titans and for the league. We definitely have a couple of revenge games in mind. Definitely Houston at home, even though we did beat them on the road. Beating Houston at home would be nice. Buffalo is definitely a revenge game. Indianapolis at home could be a revenge game. So I definitely can see that. Denver on the road is a revenge game. Honestly enough, I think that would be big to kick off the year. So I would definitely get down for that. P. Hicks says, how do you see the O-line doing this year? I think they were really gelling to end the year. I think they were doing really good, and Tannehill's experience helped them out a lot with that. So, I mean, I like the O-line towards the end of the year. We could definitely use some depth in the offensive line, but I definitely liked how the O-line came along last year, and I think Dennis Kelly coming in a pinch at right tackle is just fine until Isaiah Wilson could be ready to overtake. We're definitely going to find out about that. Billy Scott saying Titans need Wade Phillips. Now, that was something that was mentioned in the beginning when they were talking about possible defensive coordinators. Wade Phillips looks like that's somebody that the Titans are not going towards, but we need to at least take a look at that. Reggie B says we need to win all AFC games. Agreed, because that's the bigger factor. Games against the NFC is not really the biggest deal. AFC games are the big deal. Definitely. Derek Roberts said we need to beat the Bills. That's always a weird trap game for us every time. Now you also got to remember, Buffalo is going to be coming in with a lot of expectations. A lot of people are thinking that the Bills are now going to be able to take over the AFC East because the Patriots are no longer that big time team. Golden Boy's gone. Gronk is gone. So now, Jarrett Stidham is their quarterback. So that's something that now a lot of people think that the Bills could be that team in the AFC East. So we're definitely something that we're going to find out. But thank y'all for all the questions for Pick My Brain. That was really cool. I had a good time with everybody on that. If I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. We'll definitely get to it going forward. But we're going to begin a new series that I'm going to be talking about over the next few weeks. And it's going to be called Fun Facts. And we're going to be talking about fun facts with the new draft picks that have come on to the Tennessee Titans. And, because there's something that unique that each of the draft picks could be bringing to this team. And this also helps all of us and all of you out there get to know our newest Titans, get to know them and see what they are about and everything. So that's something that we're definitely going to go into. Chris Fraser said Clowney might not be coming. I'm not worried about that at the immediate moment right now. If he comes, he comes. If not, thou will. Al Pierce says with strange offseason running game is going to be a big punch. It's going to be a big punch to the wide receiver Titans and quarterbacks together that get their timing down. Do you think Henry starts off strong from the beginning? He could. It took him a few games to get in rhythm last year, but once he got going, there was no stopping him. Absolutely. So that's something that we're definitely going to go into. But let's get into the fun facts about our newest draft pick, and that is big number 79, Mr. Isaiah Wilson. And I'm pulling him up right here. There he is right there. And our newest draft pick. So let's begin with fun fact number 1. And that is he has a huge personality. He was crying like a baby when he got drafted with his mom and his fiance. Was great to see that. Was great to see him. Just glad to get drafted. And he's nicknamed Panda. Don't really know why he was nicknamed Panda. I know he has a social media account on Cameo and has this just big laugh that everybody gets a kick out of and everything, and great personality, likes to talk to the people and things like that. Big personality, but he is known, his nickname is Panda. That is fun fact number 1. Of course, we also got to remember he's 6'6", 350 pounds, played 2 years at Georgia as a right tackle. Red shirt, he was a red shirt sophomore because he was a freshman, got red shirted, and then started the next 2 years as a offensive tackle and on the right side. Fun fact number 2, and these are no specific order. Fun fact number 2 is that he's from Brooklyn, New York, and he went to Poly Prep day school in Brooklyn. And along with playing football, he also competed in his freshman year in wrestling, where all year he only lost 3 matches. He lost 3 matches, 2 to the eventual state champion of New York. On that, but then he did not continue wrestling because he exceeded the weight class. His weight exceeded that weight class. But he also played lacrosse, which he said helped him in being a better football player. And he was also named Mr. Football in New York as well, and was a 5-star recruit out of New York. Definitely. So that is fun fact number 2. Daryl John says Vrabel has far less experience than other coaches that were mentioned as far as being defensive coordinator. Very true. Very true indeed. Fun fact number 3 about Isaiah Wilson is that JROB basically said with his wrestling that Wilson reminds him of late WWE Hall of Famer Andre the Giant. And any of you that are wrestling fans out there, Joseph Rodriguez being one, knows that Andre the Giant was larger than life and everything. And I know that, a lot of people, had some fun with that and things like that. And Andre the Giant was a gentle giant, but that was also something that, maybe something that wasn't the greatest thing that he liked dealing with, but that was something that defined him. And Isaiah Wilson was talking about that with Coach Vrabel and everything in the interview about their first meeting at the combine, is that he had to kind of turn his body to the side and tilt his head over just to get in the door of a lot of rooms. So that's something that, he talks about and things like that. So definitely could be a larger than life figure. Fun fact number 4. He loves SpongeBob SquarePants. Do not know too many adults who love SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, I know there are some adults who watch for their kids, because their kids probably love SpongeBob. But I don't know too many adults that do. But he says he loves SpongeBob SquarePants, and he loves watching it for the laughs and for the lessons learned with that. Definitely says it helps him learn about work ethic and things like that. Because if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're really late, you're not committed. And so that is something that I found very, very interesting indeed. And last but not least, fun fact number 5 is that his meal that he likes to have the night before a game is chicken parmesan and bacon bits. That's the dinner that he likes to have before the game. He likes to eat. And then he caps it off with a vanilla ice cream sundae with cookies and syrup. And this sundae is 3 times the normal serving. 3 times the normal serving. I'm like, wow. Dude likes to eat. I do give him that. That is a big dude. Absolutely. Ms. Margarita comes and said, I remember that huge dude. Of course. Joseph, of course, says, you're a wrestling fan too. I know that. And Joseph says, I love SpongeBob too. So, hey, I know some people that do like SpongeBob. Me, I'm not really the biggest fan of SpongeBob, but hey, I'm not gonna hate on anybody that does. So that is a new series that I've started with the 5 fun facts and talking about the draft picks. So next week, I will try to come to you with 5 fun facts about our second round pick, Christian Fulton. So that's going to be coming up next week. But now it's time to get to a part that I'm starting to enjoy doing a little bit more, and that is called Titans Trivia. And so, last week I gave away 1 mask. I gave away 2 masks. Tonight, I'm only going to give away 1. I'll give away 1 mask tonight, and then maybe give away the last one next week. Of course, big shout out to Titans Mafia and AZ Mick for winning the other 2 masks before. I believe Titans Mafia got the navy blue mask, and AZ Mick got the checkered Titans mask. But I have 2 masks left. I have a white Titans mask, and I have a gray Titans mask. So I'm going to be giving away a mask tonight, and we're going to give away 1 more next week. So I want all of y'all to put your thinking cap on it. Here's the new rule to this. I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds to answer the question. The first person that gets the answer right gets to win. And as the first person who comment shows up. I know there's some comments that show up at the same time. Whoever is first gets the prize, okay? So, this one is a question y'all going to have to do a little bit of thinking on as far as trying to think long and hard about this question. So, here it is. All right, here's the question. Who is the single season sack leader for the franchise? And I am not talking just when they were named the Titans. I'm talking Titans Oilers franchise. Who has the most sacks in a single season? Who had the most sacks as a Titan or Oiler in a single season? I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds to think about that and give me your answer. Again, first answer. First one that comes up with the answer gets the prize of the Titans mask. Who is the single season sack leader for the franchise? I'm not talking about sack leader in the NFL or anything, but who in 1 year had the most sacks for the franchise? Gonna turn up a little bit of the music. I do not own the rights to this music. And it looks like we have a winner. It looks like we have a winner. Derek Roberts saying Javon Curse. Not right. I thought some of y'all might say that. Chris Fraser says Ray Childers. That's not it either. I believe he is in the top 5. AZ Mix says Robert Brazil. No, that's not it either. But Derek Roberts has the correct answer. It is, he guessed once. I didn't say you couldn't guess a bunch of times. It's whoever got the answer right. But Derek Roberts got the correct answer first. It is William Fuller. William Fuller is the leading single season sack leader for the Titans at 15 sacks, and that happened back in 1991. So that was really that was great. Good job, everybody, of trying to guess. Now Javon Curse, I can give you out the top 5. I'm gonna pull that up because I know I have that somewhere. Yep, got it right here. So William Fuller, 1991 was number 1 at 15 sacks. Javon Curse was number 2 at 14 and a half. Ray Childress was number 3 in 1992 at 13. And then Sean Jones showed up twice as number 4 and number 6 with 13 sacks in 93, and then also in 1990 at 12 and a half, along with Jason Babin in 2010 at 12 and a half sacks. Also, you got Kyle Vanden Bosch in there twice at 12 and 12 and a half, respectively. So, yes, that is correct. Derek Roberts, it is indeed William Fuller. So, Derek, if you're on my Facebook page, hit me up with your email address, or you can hit it right here in the comments. I'll make sure to hide that, and we will discuss which mask you want to get. And I would say by the end of the week, definitely by early next week, I'll have that coming out to you on that. So congratulations to Derek Roberts. You're getting the new mask. King Isaac says, I know this is getting annoying, but what's up with Clowney? Don't know yet. Haven't heard anything. Vrabel says he hasn't talked to Clowney. Johnathan Joseph saying he's going to let Clowney make up his own mind and things like that. So that's that on that. But Derek, make sure you hit me up with your email address. If you're on Facebook, hit me in the messenger. Hit me in the messenger. If you're on Instagram, go under Titans_N_truth. Leave me a message, or leave me a message on Twitter. You could definitely get to me, and we'll discuss which one you want and how to get that to you. We'll get your information. All right, but now it's time for the blue bombshell of the day of the week. And this is actually a very interesting blue bombshell that I saw in a story in Sports Illustrated. I believe it was David Bloclair who wrote this story. And there, yeah, go ahead and send me a message on Facebook. Chris Fraser says, if we don't sign Clowney, we'll be top 5 in salary cap. Probably will be. Because I know we have close to around 18 million in cap space. We'll roll that over. We're probably going to be somewhere over 60, 70 million next year. But the blue bombshell is that, do you know that the Tennessee Titans almost wasn't going to be called the Tennessee Titans? You know, before, once the team was moving from, Houston to Tennessee, and, there were possible names out there for this new team that was coming to Tennessee. And one name that looked like was going to happen was that the Tennessee Titans were actually going to be known as the Tennessee Pioneers, which I just didn't think that sounded sexy at all. I like Titans a whole heck of a lot better than I do Pioneers. I just that just doesn't sound good to me. So that was the name that originally Bud Adams and the Oilers were going to change their name to, but the only problem was the news of that leaked out before it could become official, so they had to change the name. And some of the other names that were mentioned, that was mentioned before I get to that, of course, in the story, and this was in Bleacher Report, John McClain mentioned it on the Midday 180 on 104.5 The Zone, that the Titans were going to be called the Pioneers, but it got leaked. So Bud Adams decided to change everything. And so I think in a lot of people's eyes, they dodged a bullet because it would have been probably one of the worst all-time team names. I mean, they made the Nashville Predators look like that's a bad name, and I think the Nashville Predators, that's a great name, in my honest opinion. So some of the other possibilities that were out there, Al Pierce basically mentioned it, was the Copperheads, the Stars was another. I want to say it was the Stars, the Copperheads. I cannot remember some of the other names. I think it was like 3 or 4 different names that were out there. But those are some of the other possibilities. But, Derek Roberts basically said Pioneer doesn't have a ring to it like the Titans. I agree. And King Ozzy, you're right. That leak saved us, because I would be kind of embarrassed to be a team known as the Pioneers. I understand you got the Vols known as the Volunteers because Tennessee is the volunteer state, but I would have took any other name instead of the Pioneers. I mean, look at that. Al Pierce is right. That's a high school or junior high mascot name. It says the high school that I coached at in Mooresville, Indiana, are the Pioneers. I'm very glad that we dodged that bullet. I'm glad it was leaked. Ty's mom comes in and says, I'm glad it was leaked. Can you imagine saying Pioneer up? Ooh, that would have been a very, very hard sell. I mean, you realize this could have been saying Pioneers across the front? I just don't think so. That was one. Exactly. Copperhead, Stars, the Twisters, I think was one, and Tornadoes was another. That's right. Tornadoes. Now, Tennessee Twisters, I could kind of get on board with. Or the Tennessee Tornadoes, I could deal with that. But Pioneers, absolutely not. Couldn't deal with that. But y'all, I want y'all to leave me some comments after the show. Let me know what y'all thought of that blue bombshell. Again, next week, we're going to get into Christian Fulton, some fun facts about him, any more new news that comes up in the series and everything. And we're going to have another Titans trivia as we give away the last mask on that. So y'all know what to do. Y'all know where to follow me. It's underneath. Y'all know how to follow me and everything on Titans_in_truth. Y'all know what to do. And I thank y'all very much for tuning in to Titans in Truth. I'm your man, Chris, AKA Blu Enforcer. Thank y'all. I'm about to go get me some food. I'm about to go munch. And Billy Scott said, do you think Clay Matthews fits on the defense? I don't know. He's a little up there in age. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe on a 1-year deal, but not really sure about that. Daryl John says the freak. Yes, he was. Javon Curse was a freak. No doubt about that. Big time. But y'all, I thank y'all for tuning in to Titans in Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blu Enforcer. Y'all make sure y'all follow me out on Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure y'all share the show out. Tell everybody about it. Thank everybody for tuning in on Facebook as well. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll holler at you.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?